Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Normal Guy of the North, and today's July 1st, so happy Canuck Day to everybody. But however, today we're diving into the shadows with the Tier VIII British Submarine HMS Sturdy in World of Warships. She's sleek, silent, and built for precision. But is she a threat or just another blip on sonar? Let's submerge into the details and break down what this Royal Navy sub brings to your port and to the game. HMS Sturdy was launched in 1943 as part of the third group of British S-class submarines. These boats were typically designed for operations in the North Sea and coastal waters, emphasizing agility and endurance over raw firepower. Sturdy served during World War II, operating primarily from home ports. She was part of the Royal Navy's push to control dangerous northern waters and earned a battle honor for her contributions in the North Sea. In-game, her legacy lives on with a focus on stealth, long dives, and I mean long, and tricky ambush tactics, hallmarks of British undersea warfare. Now, let's talk about what she brings to a fight. Sturdy carries 6 bow tubes, capable of firing only homing torpedoes. She has 1 stern tube, giving her some limit self-defense or retreat firepower. This means your primary focus is forward-facing a predator. Your damage output comes from lining up precise strikes, not spreading a wall of torpedoes. You can fire guided or homing torpedoes using the sonar pings. This is where the Sturdy excels. Her pings are accurate, and with good aim, you can lock in devastating hits before your enemy even knows you're there, or even where you are. You'll need to juggle between single pings for a moderate homing bonus or double pings to increase tracking and potential damage. However, remember, you ping too much, they're going to know exactly where you are. Now, her torpedoes do 11 kilometers range. They do 75 knots, which is decent, I guess. It's not the high like you would get from 89 knots or higher or faster. She only does 7,100 damage. That sucks, okay? I wish it was more damage for these boats, but it's not. And they can be seen at 1.7 kilometers, so you really do have a time where you're going to hit and how you're going to ping and where you want it to actually hit on the ship itself, or you're going to be able to evade your torpedoes. Keep in mind, her reloads are limited. It's 3 tubes per side. So on the 6 bow, for instance, it's going to take 80 seconds to reload all 6 torpedoes. So make your engagements count. Opportunistic strikes, disengagements, and repositioning are all your best friends. And while the Sturdy does have a mounted gun, it's AI controlled and will only fire at surface enemies within range. It's more of a last ditch than a reliable weapon, so don't count on it to save you. Alright, let's talk about dive capacity and battery life. This is where HMS Sturdy becomes a true predator. She has one of the longest battery lifespans at Tier VIII, over 5+ minutes of submerged time, which opens up a completely different playstyle compared to subs with more limited dive time. What does that mean for you? You can now stalk your prey longer, escape after failed strikes, or reposition without surfacing, even under heavy pressure. This endurance gives you the upper hand in drawn-out engagements or late-game flanks. Use silent running and slow speed to stretch the battery further. And remember, dive capacity doesn't regenerate while you're submerged, so be smart about when you surface. Find a safe pocket to use cover from terrain and island clusters to come up and recharge. Dive time is your lifeline. Mismanage it and you'll be caught in the open, pinged, and bombed into oblivion, and you're going back to port. Alright, let's talk stealth. Sturdy plays more like a ghost than a brawler. Her detection range is extremely low, allowing you to sneak within range of targets before they even suspect you're nearby. Against most cruisers and battleships, you can close the distance, ping, and strike before they have a chance to react, especially if their ASW is on cooldown or disorganized, or just driving in a straight line, like we don't see that with battleship players. Now, that said, survivability is where Sturdy is, well, not so sturdy. She has a very small HP pool and no armor to speak of. If you get caught in the surface or chased by aircraft, you're in trouble. Depth charges, rocket planes, hydroacoustic ships are your biggest threats. Your only defense is staying undetected and unpredictable. Now, once you're spotted, don't hesitate to dive deep. People will tell you to zigzag and that'll allow you to disengage. That is not the case. You won't outfight a destroyer, but you can outlast one because of your battery. The first thing I would say is when you start going down deep, you're still spotted, don't turn left or right. Wait till you're not detectable anymore, then begin your turn. Don't zigzag. Go in a straight heading. Go either left 90 degrees or right 90 degrees and get away from them. The other thing, if the destroyer doesn't have hydro and you're not within 2 kilometers of it, I always backtrack on it. I've done that at Tier 10 against Shimikazes and other destroyers or gunboats, and I go back the other way. They just go right over me, and I'm gone. And all of a sudden, because of the battery life, you're going to last much longer. So that's how I play the British line mostly. All right, everyone, first of all, thanks for all the feedback last video. I'm going to revert back permanently to the old style. Everyone's saying this actually helps you guys to see it visually, so fantastic, we'll do it. Now, first one, main arm modification. You guys know I always take that one. Next one I do take is engine room protection. I always take that as well. Now, you do have a choice here. You can take submarine modification. Now, when I start getting a Tier 8 and above, I do actually take submarine surveillance modification. It does help you to get your submarine surveillance up way, way quicker. It's only limited range, but hey, it does help. If you're not sure about that one, then take dive capacity modification. It gives you extra plus 10% with your battery charge. I do take steering gear, submarine steering gears, because it's a minus 50% reduction in rudder shift time and plane shift time. That helps when you come up and you're going to activate the good old-fashioned hydrophone consumable, and you recognize you've made a boo-boo. That's where also helmsman comes in. I'll get to captain skills in a bit, because I'm an aggressive player, and it does happen. I don't want to get spotted. So the other thing I do take is reinforced bulkheads. It's a 15% reduction in depth charges. You do have damage control. It's the same. It looks pretty good. You guys already know about the hydrophone consumable. It's only 6 kilometers. It comes back every 21.8 seconds on this boat. That is out flipping standing. That's like having your own little underwater hydrophone. And it is 6 kilometers. And of course, you have the submarine surveillance. It's 6 kilometers as well. Cooldown time is only 70 seconds on this one. Now, the major flags I want you guys to take, always Juliet Whiskey, plus 15% flood chance. Very important. Sierra Mike, plus 5% speed chance. It gives you more speed. Then, of course, you have to take actually Papa, because you get 5% more dive capacity, which makes this battery life even longer. The other thing I'll also take is you're going to take Sierra Bravo, because when it comes to submarine surveillance, your hydroacoustic search, it's great on cooldowns, great for longevity. It's fantastic. All right, so let's get into captain skills, shall we? All right, for captain skills, for me, I have Andrew Cunningham. I do take a Liquidator, plus 30% floating chance. I do take Helmsman, because like I said, I'm an aggressive player. I hit the hydrophone, come up, and I made a boo-boo. I want to get back down, especially if the entire team's around me. And I've had that multiple games where I'm being swarmed by team members, enemy team members. I do take priority targeting, because I want to see how many people are targeting me. I do take, obviously, consumable enhancement, plus 5 on all my consumables, which is great. I do take preventive maintenance. And, of course, I take watchful. I will never stop saying this, the most important skills. I do also take consumable specialist, minus 15% on my cooldowns, because you're going to want your modules back up. Of course, I always take adrenaline rush, because you're going to take damage in a sub. Trust me, no one's perfect. And of course, then I take enlarged propeller shaft. It's a plus 18% when you're less than 50% battery. And for the British submarines getting away, this is fantastic. So, how do you make the Sturdy work for you in your favor? First, think ahead. Every engagement should be planned. You don't have the torp spam of a German U-boat or the aggressive reloads of an American submarine. You have precision, stealth, and time underwater. Here are a few core tactics to focus on. First of all, stalk your targets. Use terrain and flanks to sneak up on slower ships, especially from the broadside. Fire from unexpected angles. Hit ships as they turn or reverse. This makes torpedo evasion harder. Use single ping ambushes, especially on the broadside. Sometimes less is more. One ping can be enough to home torps without giving away your location. Most battleship players are focused on the game. They're going to miss that single ping and they'll have no idea where it came from. Disengage after every strike. Don't stay in one area too long. Enemies will drop ASW depth charges or send planes your way, especially if you're staying in one area. They're going to know where the torpedoes came from, what angle. They're going to say, hey, he's over here. Cap zones late game. With your stealth and long dive time, you can easily win end games by sneaking caps or hunting isolated stragglers. However, watch out for aircraft from an aircraft carrier. That's what you have to get down to 30 meters for so you don't get spotted, just in case. Sometimes CV players do actually pay attention to their mini-map. Now, Sturdy rewards captains who play like chess masters, thinking 2 moves ahead. If you chase damage or push too aggressively, she'll punish you. But if you hit, vanish, and repeat, she becomes a real force beneath the surface and a real aggravation to the enemy. So, is HMS Sturdy worth your grind? Well, if you enjoy stealth submarine gameplay, the answer is an absolute yes. She trades raw firepower for finesse and brute strength for extended dive and tactical control. She's not the easiest sub to play, but when mastered, Sturdy is the kind of ship that controls engagements rather than reacting to them. Most submarines do tend to react. But as always, thanks for watching. I do appreciate that. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into HMS Sturdy, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap on that sonar bell icon so you never miss another set of content from me. But until next time, as always, stay safe, take care, I wish you all the best, and bye for now.